Whoa, 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 who's this? Hi, oh my gog. Oh my groggy gogness. Hello everyone. Good evening. Good evening to all. It's been a while. It's been a while. Sorry, I'm a bit awkward because I don't know what to say. I feel like I've been in a hole for like a month and I've just seen the sun. Look at my skin. Look at my skin. Can you see that? Can you see the way she's glowing? Oh, for those who don't know, it's been a series of unfortunate events for me. It's been a bad day after bad day after bad day. And the reason recently that I couldn't stream or work is because I got a horrible reaction on my face from a product that I used, a moisturizer that I used that totally messed up my skin. Like it made like me inflamed, basically. It was basically a chemical burn. So I was itchy, I was sore, I couldn't move my face without it hurting. It was, you know, blistery and yucky. But that was 2 weeks ago, and now look. Now look. Wow, she's reset herself. I have been looking after my face to the best of my ability in these 2 weeks, and it's really paid off because whoa guys, who is she? But yeah, for those who want to know, because I went to the doctor and the doctor was like, you just can't use anything like chemical wise on your face, right? And I went, ugh. So I was looking for a way to moisturize my skin without it being artificial. So I've become like an essential oils girl. So I was looking for a way and I was like, I don't know what to do. And I was told use olive oil. Guys, it worked. Olive oil worked. I now use it in my routine daily on my face, just a little bit. How crazy is that? Oil's good for you. Oil's really good for you. Use olive oil, but like be careful because we all have different skin, okay? We all have different faces, we all have different skin. So while I say this, it might not work for you, but it worked for me because my skin is bone dry, like dead dry. But if you have super oily skin, probably do not use it. But it worked. It truly worked, and I cannot believe how well it worked. Anyway, I'm going to put on music, and then I'm going to edit. I haven't touched this. I haven't made any progress on the video since I've stopped streaming, but I'm on 40 minutes of editing. And it's a 55-minute video, 54-minute video, so I've only got 15 minutes left. So we'll see. Now what music should I put on? Anyway, yeah, as you can see, I'm all better now. I'm all better. I feel beautiful. I feel clean. Let's put on this one. Ooh, loud. YouTube has changed its display again. More minimalist. More minimalist. Get rid of every sharp edge and make it minimalist. They're all doing that. They don't like sharp... We don't like sharp edges in minimalism era, which is so weird to me because our buildings are square now. When are we gonna get round minimalist buildings instead of those horrible rectangle buildings that we currently have? Alright. Also, hi Monkey D Dragon in the chat. I see you. I see you. What am I doing? Newly discovered spider species was named after Inazuma. Gotta look something up. Wait, what's it named after? Sorry. You do mean One Piece, right? One Piece Inazuma. Is that what you're talking about? Are you serious? Really? Really? Wow. Oh my god. One Piece is becoming so global in such a crazy way now. I mean, it always was, but it's... Actually, this is something to talk about. I'll get to editing. Have we seen in Nepal... I'm gonna go full screen for this so we can talk about this. Have we seen in Nepal what's happening in Nepal? For those who don't know, Nepal have been throwing... Well, they have had insane protests overthrowing their government. Because their government is bad. Very bad and very oppressive and very 1% elitist, right? So the people of Nepal basically decided they'd had enough. They're gonna overthrow this disgusting government, and they're going to get their hopefully quality of living back, right? Through the protests, they flew the Jolly Roger, the Straw Hat Jolly Roger. So the skull with the straw hat flag, you know? And there's an incredible photo, and let me see if I can find that actually to show you guys. There's an incredible photo of... There it is, of them hanging the straw hat flag on the government building gates while the building is in flames behind them. It is one of the most incredible photos. Look at this. Literal gold gilded gates as the building behind it burns. This government building full that was, you know, oppressing its people burns with the Jolly Roger on front. And I believe that's also the flag of Nepal, yes? Beneath it. How fucking crazy is that? How crazy is that? And this is why, because this isn't just Nepal, by the way, Indonesia as well. Did you know that this... Thank you, Dragon. Thank you so much, Dragon. Dragon loved it. Dragon's loving this shit. Dragon's proud of his son. But in Indonesia as well, the symbol's banned. From what I know, the Jolly Roger is banned. The Straw Hat Jolly Roger is a banned symbol in Indonesia because of what it stands for, what it symbolizes, because Indonesia also have horrible, horrible, horrible government. Awful government. And they've protested with the Jolly Roger multiple times. Italy as well, France as well. France is a big one, I believe. But this is one of the first times I've seen like a photo like this with the Jolly Roger. And this is why I say, and why I talk about One Piece the way I do, because like, here's the thing, at the end of the day, One Piece is still a piece of fiction, obviously. But what it is and what it represents is very powerful to a lot of people, right? Very powerful to a lot of people. That Jolly Roger symbol is a lot, right? It means liberation, it means freedom, it means the want to exist, you know, the right to exist. So this is why, and I always think about this is why when people talk to me about the creator of One Piece, Oda, right, and they say, well, if he did something really bad, or if he did do something really bad, Oda's not someone I personally would side with. And the reason I say that is because there's obviously some things he has said or he has supported that I don't like. Sometimes I find quite disgusting. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. But this is why I always say, for art, especially One Piece right now, we are actively watching it go beyond the artist. One Piece is more than Oda. It always has been, and it's now rapidly becoming bigger than what he's created it to be. Do you know what I mean? It's always been bigger than him, and now it's especially bigger than him. When I look at this, I don't think, oh, you know, oh, too bad they created this or said this. I'm looking at this and I'm seeing people that are moved to start a fucking revolution because of something that has inspired and pushed them to start this, that wants them to have the idea to exist. You know what I mean? The ability and freedom and want and right to exist. And I'm thinking this because I put it on my Instagram story that the way we interpret media and what we do with our interpretations of media and what we feel with the media we consume, that's an act of creation in of itself. And it always has been, you know? Which is why when we read things and we like things, yes, canon's important, and the way the author's intention is still something we should know. You should still know that, and I stand by that. But this is what death of the author is. This is why when people say death of the author, death of the author, death of the author isn't removing the author point blank from his work or her work or their work. Death of the author means you are interpreting the work in your own terms, in your own life. You're seeing yourself in this work, and you, understanding the author's intention, are also seeing something else. That's death of the author. That's what that is. One Piece isn't just like that though, because obviously Oda has a lot of very liberal and leftist ideas in One Piece that, you know, have people wanting to do this. But let's say, for example, I suppose Sanji's own idea of, like, you know, gender, I guess. And I'm saying this because no, I do not believe Oda is purposely writing Sanji to be a gender confused egg that needs to crack. I'm not saying that's what he's writing. But when I talk to especially trans women who look at Sanji and they see themselves or how they used to be in Sanji, and that's where they project this idea onto Sanji, right? That's death of the author. No, Oda's probably not writing Sanji like that. But there are people out there who see this person and see this character, and they see themselves in that character, and they go, I understand this is not what the author is intending, but I can see myself in the author. Death of the in the character. Death of the author also applies to Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny has become a trans LGBT icon. And that was not intentional on the author's behalf. Bugs Bunny was only cross-dressing for comedic effect back in the day, right? But a lot of queer people took that and turned Bugs Bunny into a symbol on their own. And the author of Bugs Bunny said, never intended that, but that's fucking awesome. Like, that's death of the author, right? Anyway, I want to talk about that because this is a very powerful image, obviously. And this kind of image is why when people go, if the author did this or the author did this, would you still read One Piece? My answer is yes, because One Piece means more to me than the author. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, it can sour it. Don't get me wrong. Everyone has their own ideas and everyone has their own ability to put up with shit. I'll say that as in, if your perception of One Piece is soured because something awful happened, that's fine. But I just think it's so important to acknowledge it's more than just the author, and it always has been. Like, One Piece is, this image is proof. It's very powerful. It's a very powerful piece of fiction, and it's going to be remembered for what it is and not who wrote it. Like, it is. At the end of the day, it truly will be, you know? So, anyway, I just wanted to talk about that because this is such an incredible image. Just a really incredible image. Sorry, my mum's messaging me. Because obviously I have One Piece tattoos on my body. And I remember some people were like, oh, what if something happens and blah, blah. And it's like, then I'm still gonna love my tattoos. I still love my Nami tattoo. I still, like, what Nami as a fictional character has made me feel and has made me grow is never gonna go away. That is never going to go away, right? Even, like, her creator does not define what she has done as a character for me. Do you understand? Like, I'm always going to love my Nami tattoo because I love Nami. I just love her. And I love how she's made me feel. Like, the confidence in myself that I've gotten from liking Nami is fucking bizarre. Like, it's crazy. Truly, it's crazy. Anyway. Now, I'll get back to work, but I think that was something worth talking about. Yeah! Oh, thank you for the sub. I probably will, you know? I probably will. If I ever talk about Dragon and the Revolutionary Army, which I 100% am going to. I'm so excited to. I will definitely be mentioning this. And of course, I will be mentioning, because a lot of people as well at Palestine rallies, they also fly the Straw Hat flag. Back then, I was quite unsure how to really feel about that, because I wasn't sure if those were Palestinian people flying the Jolly Roger, because I think it can sometimes come off as a bit odd if you're using a fictional media within a movement when you are supporting the movement, but you are not the main victim. Like, you are not the victim of that movement. Do you understand what I mean? But these are people from Nepal flying this flag, right? Like, this is the people of Nepal flying this flag. So I'm not gonna go, ugh, you know? Because obviously that means something to them. In the same way that I'm sure flying the Jolly Roger within Palestinian marches and rallies to support Palestine means a lot as well. Although in saying that, I haven't seen the opinion of the Jolly Roger being flown by Palestinian people, which is probably something I should look at if I could find it. I'm sure I could. But anyway, yeah, I mean, there's still time and place, you know? Eh. Oh god, I'm so excited to make a Garp video. It's nearly time, guys. It is truly nearly time. I'm so close to getting all the Garp information I need to slander him. You know what happened? I was talking to a friend. We had a big fat fucking One Piece talk. We've never had a big fat One Piece talk before. And he said to me, I have some controversial opinions. And I said, lay them on me. And you know what he said? He said, I think Garp is a fantastic character, but I don't think we are meant to like him nor admire him. And I moaned on the spot. I went, oh, yes! That's exactly, yes, man! And I was like, oh god, the fact that that's controversial is fucking crazy, you know what I mean? Because that's my opinion. That's my exact opinion as well, you know? I think Garp's a fantastic character. I think he's written very well, but no, I do not believe we are meant to admire him. No, I don't think we're supposed to look at his conflict in Marineford and go, oh, poor Garp. I think we're meant to go, what a disgusting, spineless fucking coward. That you can't even put your family above your fucking job. Like, and he was like, no, that's what he said. That's what he thinks as well. Oh, God, it made me jump out of my seat. It's like Doflamingo. I fucking hate Doflamingo, but he's an incredibly well-written character. Like, you're allowed. I mean, Garp is not as bad as Doffy, don't get me wrong, but there are characters that are supposed to be written in a way that you are supposed to criticize. It's like BoJack Horseman. For those who've seen BoJack Horseman. BoJack Horseman, you are not meant to like him. The whole point of BoJack Horseman is if you see yourself in BoJack Horseman, you need help. You need therapy. This is not a good thing to see yourself in BoJack Horseman. This is meant to be a wake-up call if you see yourself in BoJack Horseman. The last season of BoJack Horseman was even the creator, Raphael Bob Waxenberg. He even said that. That's why the last season was what it was. Because he was frustrated that people were seeing themselves, men were seeing themselves in BoJack and were feeling comfortable about that. Like, you're not meant to feel comfortable. You're meant to feel conflicted and anxious and probably like upset with yourself. You're meant to not feel comfortable with the mirror you see in BoJack. You're meant to go, wow, I need to do something. I need to change. Like, that's the whole point of it. It's literally me, right? No, I'm talking about BoJack Horseman. Oh, hey Aaron, I was talking about Garp and then I started talking about BoJack Horseman. I mean, interpretation's a powerful thing though, so, you know. Family over a job, yeah, it was Garp. Gen Z Fight Club misinterpretations. Kaysen, that was not just Gen Z. That was millennials as well. That was any fucking guy who saw Fight Club. Sorry, if you see me on my phone, it's because I'm still apartment hunting, and of course I just always need this on me because it's a pain. How's that going? I've put in some offers, and I tell you what, that is fucking scary to put in offers. Apartment hunting is just... It's so taxing. It's crazy how taxing it is. Hello, I've missed you too. Do. By the way, my artist sent me look at this. She sent me pins. Isn't that cute? She sent me that one, and she sent me this one. I don't know what to do with them, but they're mine. Isn't that cute? It's so kawaii. I didn't even ask. Isn't she lovely? No, that's glitter on them. They sparkle. They sparkle and they sparkle and they sparkle. They sparkle so beautifully. Oh, Guy with 3 eyes, everyone's been talking about that. The reason we're getting Rox during Loki's flashback is because Rox is Loki's idol. For us to understand Loki, we must also understand Rox and who Rox is, right? And that's why we're getting this flashback. Not to mention, Rox was also a close friend of Harold. Well, what gets me is Loki is currently telling Luffy what was happening with Harold, right? But that's what Loki's telling Luffy. The narrator took over. So while Luffy's being told what is happening with Harold, we are being shown the everything else of what has happened with Rox and Harold and Roger regarding God Valley as well. Sorry, I gotta... Alright, that'll do. Thank you, I love my new profile pic. The reason Oda likes flashbacks is because flashbacks are important to show us what truly happened. I always say this, if we don't see it, we shouldn't believe it. This is why One Piece is so strict and heavy with its flashbacks, because we can be told things and we can think we know things, but if we don't see it, we shouldn't believe it, right? That's why flashbacks in One Piece are so essential, because flashbacks are the truth. This is why the narrator has taken over for what Loki is saying, because now we know this is just not Loki's hearsay. Now we know this is the truth of this world, right? Which is why people are going, oh, we went from Loki and now we're going to blah, 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 blah. Yes, because we're being shown the history. We're being shown the history of Loki's idol, right? And of his own father, Harold. And of the Holy Knights, which are currently attacking Elbaf, mind you. You know? Where's the crying one? There it is. Current Elbaf is supposed to parallel God Valley. They're literally trying to kill these children. But we've been shown the Holy Knights, and now that we've been shown... Well, we always knew the Holy Knights were a thing. And now that we've been shown them, we can finally see them in action regarding what happened at God Valley. It would be a lot more confusing if we just jumped into God Valley before even seeing the Holy Knights. And in my opinion, seeing this God Valley flashback makes the Holy Knights even more terrifying. It makes them even more disgusting, doesn't it? Like, I now will be going back to Somers and going, what a disgusting fucking human being. Like, unbelievably disgusting and rancid. Well, I think God Valley is linked to Harold's death because Rox was his friend. And obviously Rox died at God Valley. From what we know, Rox got taken out at God Valley, and Rox was important to Harold. Like, we have to keep remembering Rox is connected to Elbaf. He is connected to Elbaf.
Yeah!
He did say that, but saying that and then seeing the shit that he did in God Valley when the kid was like stuck up the tree and then the dad wanted to save him, but then he put thorns under the tree so like the kid fell into the thorns and died. Like, it's seeing it is fucking disgusting. Combined with him saying to Shaki, I hate a woman who knows her own worth. You're better when you're naive. Like, it's just fucking foul. Also, Popetta, sorry. Thanks, Popetta. Like, we will be going back to the Holy Knights in Elbaf, and I'm going to be unbelievably fucking disgusted. Like, they already, I questioned them, right? I already knew they'd definitely done bad things, but now we've seen it. And now it's just horrific. I don't know. Doffy levels is still pretty high up there because Doffy levels of making the king and all of these soldiers and just multiple people in Dressrosa controlled by him as they killed people, including like babies. That is unbelievable. Like, I don't know if anything can beat. I'm not sure if anything can beat that. Like, while he's like laughing and then they have to live with what has happened and they get basically called genocidal murderers because of what Doffy forced them to do. Like, the image of King Riku sobbing as he can't control himself and he's killing people. That fucking haunts me. It haunts me for life. It truly haunts me. He tried to make Rebecca kill Viola. He controlled Bellamy as well to try and take out Luffy. Like, Doffy is so disturbing. He's so disturbing. Like, you know how in Avatar: The Last Airbender, bloodbending's a thing, and like bloodbending is like horrific? That's fucking Doffy. That's what Doffy is doing. Like, Doffy may as well be bloodbending these bitches and making them do what he wants. But in my opinion, Oda did it better. Because labeling this woman as evil, evil, evil for bloodbending after she was the victim of a horrific genocide. I was like, I don't really know. Like, I know what they're trying to say, but I still feel bad for her. You know what I mean? I'm still not labeling her a monster. I just love the scene when Zuko and Katara are running off to try and get who killed Katara's mum. And Katara bloodbended that guy and Zuko went, whoa. He went, oh, fuck. Like, you could tell he was like, oh my god, I'm glad I'm on this team now. It scared the shit out of him. Katara didn't do it to Azula. She did it to, the other guy. She didn't do it to Azula. At least I don't remember her doing it to Azula. Did she? No, she didn't do it to Azula. Yeah, she froze her. I don't think she was ever around Azula during a full moon to be able to do that to her. I think you're remembering wrong. Yeah, she only blood-bended 2 people in the series. And that was, the old lady to stop her, which crazy, by the way, doing that to your own. And, one of the fire-bending, chiefs or captains or whatever, so she could force him to tell them where that one guy was that killed her mum. Yeah, him. I also need to rewatch Avatar. Bye-bye. I have no idea how Gunko is going to be handled. I truly can't answer that. Like, I just don't know. I truly don't know what Oda's got in store for her. Kason, we're not... That's bait. That's bait. But hey, Shanks was canonically dropped on his head. That's a baby! It still cracks me up. I cannot believe I get to say that about him now. When Shanks was a baby, he was canonically dropped on his head. Oh my god. I get to say that now. Please look at my pinned. Please look at my pinned. Person asking on YouTube because the answer is no. I was gonna do my exercises today, but I was like, I just have to edit. I have to edit. If I exercise and then edit, then I'm not gonna want to edit. We are happy he is. What a nice guy. What a nice guy. I keep thinking about Kuma because I keep thinking, oh god, I gotta get that video out. Does anyone remember in Legend of Korra? Because I still stand, that was not a good series. Every time someone says to me, it's only not good because it's compared to Avatar The Last Airbender, and I'm like, yeah, so it's not good. Anyway, anyone remember where Bolin, I think his name was? It was like he couldn't metal bend, but they were like, oh, but you're destined for something else. So he lava bended, and I was thinking, can't any earthbender and firebender lava bend? Like, couldn't any of them do that? It's literally mud and fire, like earth and fire. How is this special to just him? The point of metal bending being so special is there's bits of earth in metal, right? So you have to really, really dig in there to be able to sense the earth in it. But for magma bending, it's like, there's fucking chunks of earth in there. Like, but magma is also fire. So wouldn't earthbenders and firebenders be able to magma bend? Like, why is this a special thing? It's like when Katara was water bending, like, the mud from Azula's big wool drill machine, and then Toph came in and just bended it further because it's mud. Like, I don't know, it just didn't seem very special to me. I was like, I feel like any of them could do that, but whatever. Yeah, Roku was fucking bending volcanoes. But to be fair, Roku was a G, so the goat. I don't know, it's just Korra frustrated me greatly because it felt like they didn't think about the world they built and they just kind of slapped things in there. Like, I don't like the fact that people could just naturally metal bend now. Like, everyone could just metal bend now. And I was like, I don't know about that one. Or lightning bend. Lightning benders had just become fucking capitalist slaves. And I'm like, what? What? Lightning bending? Not even the fucking Emperor Fire King Zuko at the time could do that. And now they're just generating electricity. It seemed kind of stupid to me. I'm not sure. Like, it felt like they took these very sacred teachings that took a lot of work to be able to, and specific people to be able to do that kind of bending, and went, yeah, we'll just make a ton of them. And I was like, okay. Well, what they needed, in my opinion, was they needed to make it that humans, now non-benders, could create electricity. And then that made fire-bending electricity look a bit lesser. Like, it made them look like the oldies. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, look, we can create electricity too. Not using electric firebenders. Lightning firebenders for electricity. I don't know. It was super bizarre. See, I agree, Tsubaki, but it was too soon. It was only 100 years. I don't even think 100 years into the future. Like, the fire-bending king from not even 100 years ago couldn't even generate electricity, create lightning. And now everyone can do it? Like, it was just bizarre. I just don't think they did it properly. I really don't think it was right. Toph teaching people how to metal bend, okay, but Toph being a cop, why the fuck did they do that? Do not talk of chapter 1162 at all. YouTube chatter, please. Not at all. I don't know, I just really didn't think they did it right. Because I agree, skills can become more in the future, but we are talking like martial art type of skills. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can create a lot of fantastic violinists in our current day, and there will be more, but it's still an exceptionally rare talent to have a very incredible violinist. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, yes, you can have more people, but it's the fact that lightning wasn't treated as a talent, you know? It wasn't treated as this exceptional ability, because you can have more people do something that isn't seen like that was seen as only one in 100 could do it. Now 1 in 50 can do it. It's still an incredible talent and an incredible skill. Like, just because more people can do it now doesn't mean it's still not hailed as an incredible thing, you know? So it's the fact that lightning bending was now just kind of seen as meh. It wasn't treated as, wow, this is still something incredible. Because it should still be something incredible. Yeah, but Tsubaki, I don't like that because of how lightning was treated in the original. It was treated as such this terrifying, specific skill that only a few people could use. And I do not believe that just because more people can use it in the future, it would then be seen as not something special anymore. Again, it's the way that it was treated in Korra. It's the way that it was treated as just whatever. And it's like, just because more people can use it doesn't mean it's still not exceptional. Again, just because we have more exceptional violinists in our day and age doesn't mean it's not exceptional to be an exceptional violinist. Like, that's my issue with it. It should still be seen as something magnificent and not just they're just powering generators now. It's one of the biggest things I have issue with in the story. Again, because of the way bending was seen in the original and the way these specific types of bending techniques were seen in the original. And now suddenly it's meh. And it's like, I understand original bending being meh. I understand, oh, bending is the past now, right? But I do not understand anyone can use lightning bending now and it's meh. Like, I don't get it. Yes, but Tsubaki, that's the issue. Like, there's no... The fucking guy using firebending, no one... Like, lightning bending, no one gives a fuck that he can lightning bend. It's just, oh, it's his job now. Like, it's not seen as... Like, no one even mentions the exceptionality of his lightning bending. Or no one really cares about it. And it's like, this is it should still be seen as an exceptional skill. And it just was not seen as an exceptional skill. Again, that's my issue. It was so treated as willy-nilly. And I was like, this is so bizarre and stupid. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Because it makes you go back to the original and go, well, now I've just seen a dude. Like, I don't think it works well off the original. Yes, in sports, Tsubaki, but Tsubaki, just because we have more exceptional tennis players out there, just because more people can do a triple axel in figure skating doesn't mean I'm not fucking impressed with a triple axel. Doesn't mean a triple axel isn't an exceptional thing to be able to do. Do you understand? That's what I'm saying. Like, there should still be an ooh, an ah, and an aw at lightning bending, right? Just because more people can I don't know, can do a long jump or whatever the fuck doesn't mean people like aren't oohing and awing at a long jump. Like, it is still an exceptional talent. So it's like, how is this not seen as an exceptional talent? Yeah, and it's still impressive to be able, like, it is still it is still a feat to be able to do a triple axel is what I'm saying. The common person is still going, holy fuck, at a triple axel, you know? Even the common ice skater is still going, holy fuck, at a triple axel. Doesn't mean we use elite athletes to generate power like they're in hamster wheels. That's just the issue. Like, figure skaters are still looking at triple axels going, wow. Like, you know what I mean? Not every figure skater can do a triple axel. It's something of the best can do, yes? Like, lightning was the top of firebending. That was the top insane ability of firebending, and they've turned it into a meh. That's my issue. It just shouldn't be a meh. I don't care if they're using them to generate electricity. Why does no one give a fuck that people can firebend, like lightning bend? It's the fact no one gave a fuck. Because I think it'd be an incredible metaphor that you're using this exceptional talent to just generate electricity, but it's the reactions from everyone of firebenders can use electricity and no one gives a fuck. Like, it's just weird. I just thought that was bizarre. Not only that, why was there no, like, talk of firebenders going, wow, this is the peak of firebending and we're being used as corporate slaves? There wasn't much of that either. I just don't think they wrote it very well. I think they had a lot of issues in the writing room. Because the writing, like the writers for Korra, they talk about the shit that happened. They didn't really get a fair go, to be honest. And you can feel it. You can really feel they didn't get a fair go. One of the biggest things they did, and I despise this, was removing the effects of a genocide by just giving everyone the ability to airbend. That was fucking crazy. I thought that was absolutely insane. Like, that was horrible. And it's like, it's like the genocide never happened. Like, what the fuck? Hi. Also, hi QB in the chat. All I'll say is I don't rewatch Korra, but I do rewatch the original over and over again. No, I didn't read the comics. The original Avatar didn't always get it right, but they did it better than Korra. I can definitely say that. Also, the main villain by the last season being the airbender not making sense, because it's like, if you let go of everything, you can fly. And it's like, this guy is literally existing to overthrow something. Like, what do you mean he can let go of everything? Like, he didn't let go of everything, you know what I mean? He still had shit to do. Didn't make any sense. Like, bro had an agenda and he managed to let go of everything and fly. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh. Oh, Asami as well was treated so fucking poorly. She was not a character. She was not a character. It really pissed me off. I was like, I feel like she's nothing. Like, I feel like she's just there. I wanted to like her. I really did. But she didn't do anything. And I was like, okay. Mind you, in saying that, Mako, oh, his name was Mako, right? He was boring as fuck as well. He was really boring. It's like they tried to make Zuko too, but he had none of the excitement Zuko had, which was horrible, crippling daddy issues. I don't know, the characters were just so much weaker in Korra. They were so weak that it upset me. Also, we didn't get enough of Katara's daughter for my liking. I wanted to see more of her. But instead I kept seeing the one son that could airbend, and I'm like, I get it! I'm sick of seeing him! I'm sick of seeing him! Suki at least had more character than Asami though. Like, when we first meet Suki and the things Suki says, she's fun! Asami wasn't fun, she was just boring. Hello. Oh, and Aang being like, I'm going to create a one whole nation. And it's like, I thought the whole thing Aang learned was, the world was, you know, like, I don't ever remember Aang thinking that was something to do. Like, that's from the comics, is it? Oh god, yeah, I can see why I didn't read the comics. Like, he's literally told by the guru, the monk, I forgot who he was, that, like, there are no borders in the world. That's an idea that humans have come up with. And then he's like, I'm gonna create a one avatar nation. And it's like, what? I don't know, that was weird. That was weird to me. Yeah. Thank you for the sub. I remember, what was it? Who was he? Zuko's nephew or something? Zuko's son. General Iroh, Zuko's son. I remember him because he had Zuko's voice actor and then he left and I was like, oh, that was just a cameo. I was like, that was just an Easter egg. I will say, one of the, like, this is about the original Avatar. When I was watching original Avatar, I always watch it with my friends. And, it cracks me the fuck up because there was, like, there is some, like, Zuko's got some of the best lines because he delivers them so dryly. One of them is when Iroh, he was in prison and Iroh told him, go read the Fire Nation history. And then Zuko comes back to Iroh and says, by the way, thank you for the sub, Drew. By the way, I read the history, which, by the way, should be called the history everyone already knows already. It cracked us up so fucking bad. He delivers it so dryly, which, by the way, should be called the history that everyone knows already. Finding out, though, that, Zuko's mother was the daughter of... Wasn't Zuko's mother the daughter of the Avatar? Or granddaughter? No, it would be daughter. Wasn't she the daughter? Granddaughter, yeah. Finding out that Zuko's mother was the granddaughter of the Avatar blew my pussy off. Blew my pussy off. 'Cause damn. That was bad? Oh my god, I loved that. Because of course, Zuko's like, why the fuck are you telling me all of this? And then Iroh's like, because that meant your grandfather. And Zuko went, what? No, I thought it was good. I really liked that. But it wasn't just blood relations that made him go. Like, I don't think it was just blood relations. He was already twisted. But I liked it because, obviously Azula is also part of it too. Azula and Zuko are meant to be, you know, two horrible, like two siblings in a horrible situation. One is embodying their dad's imperialistic, power, and want to have that because that's what she thinks she should be, and the other one is unsure exactly of what to do. It's just like the sides of these two, basically. Like, I would agree it'd be kind of shitty if Zuko was the only kid, but he's not the only kid. Zuko the perfect example of a deuteronologist? I don't know. I'm not sure. But Tsubaki, blood is also why he went against the Earth Kingdom. And I wouldn't say what he saw in the Earth Kingdom was ignored. That was one of his greatest, like, twists. Like, when he came back to the Fire Nation, he was all fucked up inside. I'd have to watch it again. But it was certainly a lot more than just your mum was the granddaughter of the Avatar that made him go, damn, I gotta side with the Avatar. Like, there was still more than that. Nah, Aang and Luffy would be chill. Aang doesn't give a shit about people eating meat. Remember, Sokka and Katara are like meat eaters. One of my favorite lines is, wow, there's a day for the Avatar. Who knew? The way they deliver exposition in that show, because it's still a kid's show, really cracked me up. Like, thank you, Aang, for telling me there's a day for the Avatar. Who knew? It really fucking got me. Whoa, there's a day for the Avatar. Who knew? One of the funniest fuck-ups Zuko ever had was not telling the crew what his dad had planned, which was like literally burning everything to the ground. And they're like, what? Like, why the fuck did you not tell them that immediately? Like, that is the first thing I would tell them. I forget what he said. I forget why. Because he was like, well, I thought you were going to fight him on this day anyway. You fucking idiot. Why didn't you just tell them straight up? Like, why'd you wait? Yeah, he assumed, they already assumed, but they weren't moving because they knew that though, right? Like, why didn't he just tell them? I also swear one of the reasons Zuko ended up leaving the Fire Nation and going against it is because of what happened to his mother. Not because his mother was the granddaughter of Roku, but also because of what happened to her. She was basically, you know, used and abused by the Fire Nation, and then she couldn't ever see her son again because of what happened. And that, in my opinion, was supposed to be a reflection of what would happen to Zuko. He either had to become a gear in the machine, or, like his mother, be used and abused just to be thrown out and get nothing from it. Ugh. No, I do agree. The morality of things is with the there are two evils fighting, and so there are two things fighting in Sanya. I do agree that was kind of meh, but Zuko was still very hung up and very concerned and distraught and disturbed with what the Fire Nation was doing. But the whole thing, of course, is he could either choose the luxurious life, or he could do the hard thing and go against the nation that is offering him this luxurious life, even though they didn't to begin with, you know? Like, I agree it could be better, but I still went, oh, that's fucking awesome. When the granddaughter, she was revealed to be his granddaughter. Yeah, no, Zuko's mother was quite cruel to Azula. I always do think about that. Unfortunately, Zuko's mother was a bit of a boy mum. Like, I really don't know why she was the way she was to Azula. Exactly, she's also a victim of abuse. That's why seeing Zuko and Azula fight was so tragic and just sad. I love the music they use in that scene. It's not cool. It's just sad. It's so sad. Oh, fuck. Hang on. Alright. Sorry, it was cat dinner time. I also didn't I didn't know they were making a new Avatar series. Is it a series or a movie? Sora did not favor Sanji over the rest. Sora just was actively not allowed to see her children. Like, the kids weren't allowed to see her and she wasn't allowed to see them. Because Reiju was constantly going to Sora in secret, from what we know that was in secret. Or it was before the ban was there. Because remember, when Sanji went to go see Sora, Sanji said, don't tell my dad about this. The kid, like, Judge was actively keeping the children away from her. Because he was abusive to the whole household. He knew that to have total control over his kids, he wasn't allowed to have a second parent be part of it. So he took all power away from Sora to be able to parent her own children. How fucked up is that? He forced her to give birth to those children and then never allowed her to truly like look after them or take care of them and mother them the way she clearly wanted to. He's such a fucking vile man. He is so vile. Because Sora has a photo of her with her children, all of them. So she clearly loved them, but she just wasn't never given the ability to actually see them or bond with them, which is, that's like hell. That's hell, you know? That is so horrible for her. Yeah, something Oda writing women being used to just give birth to children and then be abused or killed once the men have what they want. Scratching my chin. Scratching my chinny chin. How fucking interesting is that? That surely, hi Thrash, that surely doesn't happen in real life. No. Look, ever since Sommer's line to Shaki, like I always did believe Oda was aware of what he was writing, but the line to Shaki of I hate a woman who knows her own worth, you're better when you're oblivious. I'm like, okay, no, he knows. Like he fucking knows exactly what he's writing. I mean, in my opinion, he knew what he was writing when it came to Boa. Boa Hancock's story is so just traumatic. Like that is a very aware story in my opinion. I love Boa Hancock. I just love her. One happy family in One Piece where both parents are alive. Colin for now. For now. That is so devious. Shanks doesn't have a wife. What? Hachi! Oh, that's so true. For now. See, the hang up here is happy family. Because even when there's both parents alive, it's not a happy family. Like, Big Mum. Lola and Chiffon's mum and dad are both still alive. They are not a happy family. Like, no, Shanks, that's a theory. There is absolutely no indication that Shanks has a child nor a wife. That is a total fan theory. Beige and Chiffon! Oh my god, you got one! That makes sense because Beige and Chiffon was supposed to mirror the horrible, horrible Big Mom family. Uta was his daughter, but he found her in a chest, and I really don't like. I think Uta is canon as a character, but the events aren't canon. I forget the way Odal put it. She died in the movie. Like, look, Uta is just not canon. Like, basically, if Oda wants Uta to be canon, he can make her canon. That's the way it works. Tsubaki, don't get me fucking... Don't even start! You're lying to me. Yeah, Oda literally had an interview where he said even though he helps on the movies, they're not canon because he's not making anyone see the movies. And he said, but sometimes he will take from the movies and make things canon in his story. But that does not make the movies canon. Which is why every time fucking people talk about Stronghold, no, this is beating a fucking dead horse. It's not canon. None of the movies are canon. Like, why are we having this conversation? Only the manga is canon. I don't know why it's not simple to people. Oh, she did have blue hair. It's not buggy blue though, but I'll take it. She's so cute. Aw. Look at her. She's so kawaii. I'm telling you, if Buggy were still part of Shanks' crew, Uta wouldn't have died. She wouldn't have died. Buggy said, no fucking way are we leaving. Buggy would have said, no way are we leaving her on that island, you stupid idiot. You stupid, dumb, stupid idiot. Why am I raising this child with you? I don't want to think about that, Thrash. Thanks for asking, but I will not be answering. Hang on, I gotta open something. Mama's boy, Mama's boy. M-A-M-A-B-O-Y. Sorry, I'm listening to it now. $11:02. Thanks, Stern Hands Mage. Thank you. Oh god. I'm looking at Kuma's death scene with Egghead Vegapunk and it's fuck off! Oh my god, I hate One Piece. Ooh. Mamopoy. One of the most fucked up things Oda ever did with Sanji's backstory. I just can't, like, showing that he had such a compassionate mother who loved him so dearly, and he remembers her, and not only does he remember her, he embodies her. That is fucked up. That is so fucked up. I'm gonna have to put it in the description. I'm not gonna be using the anime clips in this video, only because the anime is ripe for getting copyrighted, especially newer clips. It's dangerous. It's just too dangerous. It's also why I stopped using anime clips point blank, because I very much worry about copyright. And I luckily, knock on wood, have never been caught up for using the manga. But as you can see, I never show full pages ever. I only show panel. I only show panel per panel. No, he's not joining the crew. I've played this game before. How does this happen every single arc? How does it happen every arc? They're joining. This keeps happening. Like, why am I always the one that has to be the fucking mood killer? Because I have to remind people, no, this has happened like 10 times before. Like, remember when I was the only one saying Bonnie's not joining? She's too connected to Kuma. She's too connected to Vegapunk. She's too connected to the Revs. And people were going, no. And guess what? It's not happening. She's not joining. You know? Now it's Loki, and it's like Loki's too connected to Elbaf. He's too connected to his brother. He's not joining. Like, it's not happening. It's just not happening. Why does this always happen? Yeah, Luffy said, come with me. But he said that to other characters before. Like, he's not joining. It's not happening. He's too connected to Elbaf. And the other thing is, I truly believe Loki likes Elbaf. I think he's upset that Elbaf don't accept him. Like, I don't think he wants to run from Elbaf because Elbaf doesn't accept him. I think he wants Elbaf to accept him. Right? I think Loki's character arc is going to be about finally being loved by Elbaf. I truly think that that's what it's supposed to be. But of course, the reason Luffy said that to Loki and the reason that's such a big deal for Loki is because that's showing that someone actually likes Loki. This is going to be something that will push Loki to better things, because now he sees there is someone that actually likes him. Like, he did it. He's not doing that because it's like, oh, he's going to join. It's because we are showing that Loki can put his trust in Luffy. Luffy likes Loki so much, he's given him this offer. That's unbelievable to Loki, right? That's the point. Well, he wants to reconnect. Like, I think Hyrule and Loki's story is very tragic because they are two brothers at odds with each other due to circumstances around them. I really don't think Loki and Hyrule would hate each other if it were not for the circumstances. Like, I think they want to have a good relationship. I think that a happy ending for them would be that they can be brothers. I honestly think the way Elbaf's going to end is Loki and Hyrule are going to become the kings of Elbaf. I think those two are going to take Elbaf under their wings together. The Cursed Prince and... what was Hyrule called? The something prince? The unofficial prince or whatever the fuck? Because everyone likes Hyrule, right? So, Hyrule and Loki just make me sad because I see two brothers that they want to connect. But they can't just because of shit that's happened. Because Hyruden's own mother even liked Loki. She's the fucking goat because she saw and understood what was happening to this poor child. She's the only fucking character in the series so far that saw a very sad little boy, an incredibly sad, abused, broken little boy. And I love the way she reacts to Loki's like anger and scolding, because that's exactly what I said needs to happen. He's just a kid. If a kid is lashing out at you like that, you don't fucking kick him while they're down. If a child is lashing out like that, it's because something's going on. Kids do not know how to process emotions. Kids do not know how to process abuse. They do not know how to process bullying. They don't know how to process this shit, right? So everyone is being so unbelievably cruel to Loki, so Loki's being cruel back. So then they're even crueler to him. And Ida's the only one who can see what's going on. Because she's fucking capable. She's a capable human, well, giant, adult, basically, that knows how to treat a child who lashes out, that knows how to look after a child that's lashing out. She's the only one that did that, right? So, oh god, I just love that because she reacted to Loki the way I said people need to be reacting to Loki, which is, you don't fight a child. You don't call a child a fucking monster when you've labeled the child a monster first. Like, that's crazy. And you can see, even when Ida's nice to Loki, Loki doesn't know how to process it. Because fucking no one's nice to him. No one is nice to him. So even when she's nice to him, he doesn't really know what to do. Which is just adorable. One of my favorite scenes actually is when Harold and Rox are fighting. We see Loki hanging onto the tree. Because it's like really powerful. He's like, ah! He's so cute! Oh my god, he's just a baby. He's so adorable. I love seeing Loki just hanging around as a kid. Like, he's just there. It's so cute. Little ball of rage. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true, Tsubaki. But because Hyrule clearly has his own mother's characteristics in him, right? He's got that same kind of draw and appeal that people like, the way his mother does. So the way Haiduden treats Loki is so sad and upsetting, because his mother would have never wanted that either, you know? Like, the way he is cruel in a way to Loki, because, oh, Loki is mean to him. And remember when it's like Loki was saying to Haiduden, haha, you're just a sad bum with a low-class mother. And remember when people got mad at him for that? I remember when I said before we got all this reveal that I think Loki's saying that because he's jealous. I think he's saying that because he is upset that Haiduden has a mother that loves him, has a family that loves him. Remember when I said that? I remember when people went, no, he's just an asshole, he's just a dickhead. Boy, oh boy, like... I was fucking right. I was right about everything about Loki. It's so satisfying. It's so satisfying. Like, Ida is trying to raise these two boys to be brothers. As brothers. I think she really is. But, who knows? Maybe she got close and then something happened. That's probably what's going to happen. But obviously the death of Harold is also catastrophic because everyone's blaming Loki for it. They think Loki killed him. And I like that Loki said to Haiduden, do you really believe that? Like, Loki's a liar. Hey, and you know how they said Loki's a liar? Remember when I said I don't think Loki's a liar? I think they're calling him a liar because they just think he's always lying about shit because they fucking hate him. Remember when I said that as well? Because they just don't believe him because they think he's a little fucking monster. Anyway. Or what else did I say? He lies as well because no one's gonna believe him anyway. No one's gonna trust him anyway, so he just says nasty shit. Even though he doesn't do it, he's just gonna say it to protect himself. Anyway. I love Loki saying to Haiduden, do you really believe that? Do you really believe I killed our dad? Or like, I wanted to kill our dad, you know? Yeah, exactly. Because Tsubaki, I find that so interesting too, that there's clearly a familiarity between these two, right? Loki and Haiduden clearly have a type of relationship. It's just very complicated. It's very strained. Like, Haiduden, I think, like, doesn't believe that Loki did that, but everyone is telling him Loki did, so it's hard not to believe it. That's why when Loki said that to him and Haiduden froze, and Haiduden's like, alright, you tell me what happened and I'll see if I believe it. As in, he's now giving Loki his time of day, you know? He now is actively listening to him, and this is what they needed to do all along, and I truly believe Ida was trying to create this relationship between those two boys. But it wasn't working, obviously, because Elbaf, she just wasn't influential enough. She was just one gal trying to raise these two kids. And Elbaf is a very powerful nation, especially in the way they treated Loki. It was tough to stop that. Exactly. Ida's the only one who knew how to treat Loki and what to do for Loki. And no one else gave Loki that time. Hi, Lonely Pumpkin. I missed you too. I loved your zine piece, Pumpkin. Or zine piece. In fact, can I show it to everyone? I already retweeted it, but... Everyone look at this. Isn't this fucking baller? Lonely Pumpkin, this is how I know you're listening to me. Twitter deleted it. What? I still have it. This is how I know you're still listening to me. You're listening to me. Because, yeah, you got it. You got it. You understood this scene. This is fucking awesome. I always said, can you imagine? What, look, weird. That is weird. But, I always said I would kill. I love that Oda doesn't write eternal monologues, but I would kill to hear what is going through Zoro's head during the Arlong Park fight, because he met Sanji a total of 1 times. He only said like maybe 2 things to him in the Baratier. He never saw Sanji fight. And then suddenly, he's fighting back to back with this guy who, by the way, picked a fight with him when he got to Arlong Park. Anyway, suddenly he's fighting back to back with this guy, jumped in the water to fight a fishman, came out of the water, told the fishman, come the fuck up here so I can beat your ass, beat the fishman's ass, and stayed victorious, was victorious with that fight. What the fuck would Zoro be thinking? Did he even know his name at that point? Like, if I was Zoro and I was running a fever because of blood loss from my previous injury against Mihawk, I'd be thinking, who the fuck is this guy? Like, who the fuck, where did Luffy get this guy from? That's why he started the nicknames. Like, if I was Zoro, I'd be going, my head would be racing. Who the fuck is this guy? Like, what do you mean he just beat a fishman underwater and then told him to get back out here so we can keep beating him up? Like, I'd be baffled by him. Because remember, in that point in time, the only 2 real big hitters on the crew were himself and Luffy. And now suddenly this cook from a floating sea restaurant is beating the shit out of a fishman in the water. Like, if I was Zoro, I'd be flabbergasted. I'd be flabbergasted. You did a really good job of it, Lonely Pumpkin. But Lonely Pumpkin, I will say, there's one thing you forgot to add, right? So let's look at the art again. There's one thing you forgot to add. Here, in this moment, Sanji should have said, we don't fight at the Baratiers, sir. And maybe you would have perfected it, you know? But aside from that, it's perfect. Just letting you know. It just sounded true. I was talking to my friend about that and he was like, wait, why is that line so funny to you? And I said, because in the actual manga, not only did Sanji pick the fight with Full Body, he has to be held back because he wants to kill him. Like, he has to actively be held back by the other chefs because he's yelling at Full Body, I'll fucking kill you! And like, are you kidding me? He should have been yelling, we don't fight at the Baratier, sir! It's so funny. That soup looked good. Dumbledore said calmly, did you put your name in the goblet of fire? But you know what? I think he nailed that fucking line. I think he did great with that line. Did you put your name in the goblet of fire? Oops. I stand by. When it comes to Harry Potter, the movies are better. Like, I really do stand by that. Don't get me wrong, there are other scenes, but listen, the books have not aged well. Yeah! I've talked about this before. Hi, Danny. The books have not aged well. I think the person who was the screenwriter for the movies had insane foresight, or they read the books and said, this is uncomfortable. I think they had crazy foresight. Yeah, that's still bad, Danny. But they tried to cover it with a rug, didn't they? I forgot what it was. I need to re-watch that video again of the guy talking about it. God, it's such a good video. I swear they like tried to put a rug over it or something. It was so weird. Like, that was fucking bizarre. Look, I'll just never forget when my friend said, the movie got rid of Dobby a lot. Dobby was meant to be in a lot of scenes. And I remember I put my hand on her shoulder and I said to her, do you think there's a reason the movies wanted to make us forget about elf slavery? Like, the movies just didn't want to constantly remind us about the existence of elves, perhaps? Maybe. Sorry, Harry Potter's just so fucking fascinating to me. as like a media to dissect, so I can't help talking about it sometimes. I have to watch that video again about the guy going through it and saying, can we pick Miss Rowling's bigotry from her previous books? Spoiler, you can. You can pick it. It's quite easy to pick. Bye, Daddy. Something that really gets me in the Harry Potter books is how much J.K. Rowling hates fat people. She fucking hates them. Like, her fat phobia is so avid that it's like weird. Like, I really don't understand like why she hates fat people so much. I just don't understand. And one of my favorite things that's easy to pick out is when she's making... She does this thing that I despise. I despise it. When she's making a woman who's bad, this is part of the transphobia. When she's making a woman who's bad, she will make that woman ugly and mannish. As in, she makes a woman who is bad or evil more masculine. She writes like that, right? But for her women who are good, they're more feminine, right? And it's like... Because she had Umbridge, right? Who was more hyper-feminine, but Umbridge was still ugly as a toad in the books. Still described with more mannish appearance, but tried to be feminine. It's like Umbridge was like jealous of beautiful women and femininity, so she was overcompensating with all her pinkness, but she was still ugly like a man. Like... It was just like, what the fuck? Oh, and when she writes men who are bad as well, such as like the Malfoys, they're more emotional and more whiny, right? And it's like, don't know about about this. I don't know about this. No, the Slytherin girl that was friends with Malfoy, I think, was like like described as ugly. Genuinely, you go to any character who was a woman and was bad, the way she describes them is just ugly, mannish appearance. And it's like, what the fuck? Just all the time. And it's like, why? She does that thing, because I think that is so dangerous for children to present good people as beautiful and bad people as ugly. I think that is such a horrible, horrible, horrible thing to do. I think that is really damaging to a child's psyche. So I hate when authors do that. She had more physical diversity for men unless they were fat. Yeah, then they were bad. Oh my god! Holy fuck, she's a horrible person. Good fat person, and she never even calls her fat in the book. She calls her round, I think. Or like plump. Like the video I was watching, the guy showed she never explicitly calls the Weasley mum fat. It's just like plump. Like, it's hardly fat. But yeah, connecting physical appearance with morals is just so disgusting to me. It's really disgusting to me. Which is weird, because Otis said something about celestial dragons, and he said he hates the celestial dragons so much because they're so bad as people, so he doesn't want to draw them in any kind of like good way. But he's got characters who are morally great and they are not traditionally attractive, and he's got characters who are fucking evil and they are attractive. Like, he does that sometimes, but he also doesn't always do that, so it's like, okay, whatever. Otis got a lot of attractive villains. Oh, bye, Subaki. A Johnny book. Do you mean Fantastic Four, Johnny? What do you mean a good... You tell me how that goes. I'd like to know. You read it and you report back to me. I demand it. Oh, bro, my friend. I'm getting my hair cut next week. I can survive. La 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 la. La la. La la la. La la la. La la la. La la la. Oh my god, I screamed in fear because my Viz Shonen Jump subscription stopped. And I thought I was having One Piece taken away from me. Turns out they just updated it and I had to agree to the update and I didn't. And I look, it was an easy fix, but I was scared. I was scared! I was like, no! Give it back! I can't last long without my One Piece fix. I miss Sanji so fucking bad. It just hits sometimes. This is how I know he's my favorite character ever. Because sometimes I sit there and I go, I have to like look at him. Like, I need to look at him. I miss him. I think I miss my Sanji. Okay, hang on. I'm rendering this image, so I am going to jump and put cream on my finger. I'll be back. A child. Oh, sorry. A child. Oh, Bobby, you are so cute. Mwah. Just a baby. Mwah. Just a baby. Peanut. I did something awful yesterday. Oh my god, I went out yesterday and I didn't close the back door properly. So the house was empty for hours and the cats went outside. They're inside cats. Oh, it was awful. They were all dusty. Luckily they couldn't go onto the road or anything because there's like doors within the complex. But oh my god, I felt horrible. I felt so horrible. Nothing happened, but the awfuls of like what could have happened, you know, scare me greatly. Kuma. How does this look? And when I go to full screen it to double check. No, it's a bit too blurry. I mean, we've talked about this. The Viz page is low res because they want you to buy the manga. Which makes sense because it's really cheap to read them online. Sometimes free. But they also want you to buy the manga because the manga is the actual finished product. Like, they clean up so much stuff for the manga. The volumes. Bobbing! Bobbing! You are so cute, Bobbing. You are so cute, Bobbing. Aww. Do you want to jump up? Do you want to jump up? Come on! Never mind, she doesn't give a fuck. I mean, Kason, I'm thinking of how you could do it. You could like have the goal of buying like a box set a month or something, or every 2 months, you know? If you do it slowly and over time, it doesn't feel like much. Hang on, I've got a bub. I'm shaking the house down. Hey, big butt. I'm jonking it? Oh my goodness. You are so cute, Bobbing. But it's getting hot and she's about to start shedding. Ah. She's looking at the Zora and Sanji shimajis. She's going, what the hell? You've never seen those, Bobbing? Sam, get out of here! Oh my god, Sam, I was talking about you. This is the guy that said, I have a controversial opinion. I think Garp's a well-written character, but we're not meant to admire him. No, I only said good things. I said only good things, Samson. Thank you very much. Ugh. But it's a very calm chat today because not everyone's awake. Yeah, but it's crazy that's a controversial. That's just so crazy that's controversial. Because I agree with you. Oh, bobbing. Do you want pats? Can I hold you or you're gonna be mad at me? Oh, let me hold you. You're just so cute. Purring. Purring, bobbing. Are you so happy? No, Sam, I've never touched it, and I'm never touching it. That looks great. Oh, thank you. Purring, Miss Bobbing. Oh, mwah, mwah, mwah. You are so cute. She's so happy. Gonna move your butt though. Up. Now I've got hair all over me. The hardest thing to ever do as a cat owner is when you do your skincare routine and then not kiss your cat.
Howdy do, boys.
Can you see that? You can! Oh god. She's very cute, but she's very disruptive. It's good that it's calm today though, because I need to work. Oh god, it didn't save. I can't stream for much longer though, I gotta get up early tomorrow. Oops. Sorry everyone. Nah, Sanji's not like that. Because he knows that sickness is sickness. Remember when Nami got sick on before Drum Island? And Sanji said, look, I can cook her good food, but that's the most I can do. Because he said beyond that is nursing. And I am not a doctor. Luffy would think that though. If he is screaming, it's because I think my roommates are playing games. Wait, pause. Queen of Nuts. Fantastic name, by the way. Just because you can stop aging, I don't think the... we actually don't know what the, like, immortal fruit can do. Like, what that does. The immortal power. You could still probably be killed in battle, no? I think it just stops you from aging. So I don't know why that would limit anything. But again, I don't actually know. We don't know the abilities of, like, what happens when you get the immortal surgery. So it's kind of hard to comment on that. But I just thought it stopped you from aging. I don't know. Yeah. Get out of here, Sam. Is there the regeneration though, or is that just something we think there is? Like, are you making that up, or were we told it regenerates you? Because I don't actually... all we've been told, I thought, is it just makes you immortal. But immortal, to me, means you just stop aging. It doesn't mean you can't be hurt. I don't know, the way I interpreted the immortality thing, operation, is you can still be killed, you just don't age. That's how I interpreted it. Queen of Nuts, that's not the fruit, though. Like, that's not the Opi Opi no Mi. That's, Imu doing shit. And Imu does not have the Opi Opi no Mi. I don't think you can consider the immortal, surgery with what Imu is doing. Because that's not the same power. I just don't know. Immortality, maybe. Perhaps it limits Haki. But Haki comes from will, at least the most. I talked about this with Arta. The most we know of Haki comes from ambition and will, because there was this belief that Haki is also genetic. It's not. I talked about this with Arta, and together we debunked that, because I was like, people were telling me it is. It's just a theory, because Garp said, I knew Luffy had it, but there's nothing that indicates Haki is genetic. Nothing. This is just a theory that people have. But we do have evidence that Haki is just ambition. It's pure ambition, it's pure will. It's just the ability to push yourself, basically. So I guess you can lose that if you can't die, because then your will to win the fight and survive is kind of gone. So I can get it. You know? No, I think Doffy wanted to not age. I think that's exactly what he wanted, because he wanted to be a god. Like, he wanted to outlive these fuckers. The people of One Piece think it's genetic? The people? What do you mean the people? Because that's not true either. You mean people in One Piece think it's genetic? Because I debunked all of this with Arta. We went through where they talk about Haki. Whenever they talk about Haki in the manga and what it is, nothing says anything about genetics. That's what I talked about with Arta. Hang on. I gotta find our chat. Because I told him about that one and he said something about it. They mention how rare it is and that Hancock has it, and they bring up that only 1 in several million people have it. So there's nothing about genetics. I don't know what they were doing in English, but he sent me the pages in Japanese, and he's saying there's nothing about genetics here. There's nothing about inheriting it. They just talk about how rare it is and how only a few people have it. No one says anything about genetics, not even in the crowd. I don't know, maybe that was a bad translation on the English part. Because I talked about this with him because this was driving me nuts. Because people were saying it like it was a fact. Like, oh, we have to consider in genetics. And I was like, I don't ever remember them saying this was genetic. Why are people saying that? Arta said closest thing, as he mentioned to me, was Ivankov saying, I guess blood runs thick, hard dragon. But he feels that's just Ivankov comparing the two more than saying Haki is genetic. But yeah, there's nothing in the manga that at all points towards that Haki, especially Conqueror's Haki, is genetic. There's nothing. Which is why this was driving me crazy, because I remembered that. I was like, I swear no one says anything about it being genetic. And the reason that frustrates me is because I think that would upend Oda's writing. For what he's writing, making this ability a genetic thing would be wrong. I think that's a wrong thing to do with what he's trying to say. I did hear that Kason, they gave Sanji some made-up ancestor called Romeo Vinsmoke. It's just funny because Otis literally got characters such as Sanji who does have powers because of genetics, and he despises it. He despises it, right? Also, Mr. Nine, I don't know if you're baiting me, but inherited will is inherited want. Inherited want, right? That's not inheriting Haki. Like, you can inherit someone's will and still not have Haki. You can inherit someone's will and still have a different push or drive. But I think you're baiting me. I think you're baiting me, and I think you know that. See, that's something else I talked about with Arthur. With the dragon thing. Arthur said, well, very literally you could translate what Garp said as, I'm not surprised you were born with it. The term, in Japanese, means something that is an innate talent of someone, something that they truly shine on their own. And while you could argue that this implies some sort of genetic connection to Arthur, it sounds like chalking it up to destiny, that he understood Luffy's ambition so well that he always figured Luffy was likely to develop it. And Arthur said, I definitely wouldn't take it as any hard confirmation of it being genetic or inheritable. Otherwise, imagine every one of Big Mom's kids having conquerors, right? And he's right. He's right. Like, it's just a ridiculous notion to me. Hello. But I very much more prefer Conquerors being, and I do think this is what it is. Conquerors is you just have the ambition and the willpower to achieve something or to protect something. That's where it comes from. I truly do believe anyone can get it, but not anyone has the ability and willpower to get it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not something that you are just innately born with, like an athletic body. You know what I mean? It's something that if you have the ambition, you can get this. It's just not everyone has the ability to push like that. Not everyone has the willpower to want to get to this place with their own ambition, you know? I truly believe it works a lot better like that. That's the reason it's limited to so few people, because these are the people that want to conquer. They want to conquer. They want to conquer something so badly. They want something so badly. They've unlocked this ability. That's true. Inherited will is also not genetic. I'm so nervous because my real estate agents for a place I looked at are having a meeting with the owner of a place I bid on, and I haven't heard anything back. And I'm really scared. I don't think I'm gonna get the property, by the way, but I'm still nervous. I'm still gonna go, aw. Build a house in the middle of the desert. And then what? I can't make videos for you if I do that. Do you want my videos or not? Oh, wait, hang on. What am I doing? Crow, stop projecting on me. I can't get over just because hair isn't straight doesn't mean it's automatically wavy. I can't fucking get over that you said that. That's literally what wavy means. God. You're a bird. You should not be commenting on human hair. It just cracked me up. Just because it's not straight doesn't mean it's automatically wavy. It literally is what it means. A hairdresser would go fucking crazy if you said that to them, because depending on your hair type is how you should look after your hair. So yes, if your hair isn't straight, it is wavy, and now you need a different way to look after it from straight hair. Can I just say, I am so happy to see the collapse of the Marines. I love watching the Marines question what's going on and crash the fuck out because of it. Kizaru's whole thing in Egghead where he was like clearly struggling, that was so beautiful. So beautiful. Also, normal Crow, I don't have curls, I have waves. The way I will look after my hair is different to the way a person with straight hair would look after their hair. What's not clicking here? What are you not- what's not clocking? What's not clocking to you? They're not looking after their curls, they don't have curls. They have wavy hair, so they have to look after it as such. It is simple. That's crazy. DCA, they're saying that because they can't defend Garp in God Valley without making something up. Ah! That's how you know that what Garp's doing in God Valley is so fucking horrific. Because now they have to make something up to keep defending him. Ah! That's how you know. Oh, never thought I'd see the day. Never thought I'd see the day. Garp being a piece of shit is Mel's biggest I told you so. You have no idea how satisfying this is for me. That people are now turning around and coming to me and saying, oh, Garp's actually not doing great things. Yeah, no fucking shit. No shit. Do you know how long I've waited for this day? Crazy how long I've waited for this day. It's just the fact that once again, MelonTeee gets to say I was right. MelonTeee gets to say I told you so. And I am now seeing previous GARP defenders coming to me and going, I'm now seeing them beginning to question everything. And some of them are going, fuck, she had a point. And I know they despise me for that. This is as good as when Shanks was like missing Buggy. Fuck, that was such a good chapter. When I was like, damn, I think Shanks misses Buggy. And then Shanks had the chapter where he literally said, wow, I just wanted a carefree life with Buggy. Oh my god, that made so many men mad because I went bonkers about that because I was right. That made them so angry that I was right. That Shanks does think about Buggy and Buggy is that important to him. That was so good. QB, if there's ever hype around any character within the man-watching world, it's because they're strong. They're physically powerful looking. That's why. Like, that's it. That's it. That's the hype. It's why when there's hype around a character and I need it to be peer-reviewed by a fellow queer or woman. If there's hype around a character, I need either a queer person or a woman to also be hype about the character for me to believe it. Like, I'm sorry, it's true. I need it to be peer-reviewed. Otherwise, it's just power stuff. And it's like, okay. But it's correct. Mr. Nine, I appreciate your... How do I say this? Your dedication to rage baiting me. I feel like you're here just for that. Oh, Cataclysm passes the test. You know why I know that? Because I know so many queer people and so many women who are like, that's my baby boy. That's like, he passed the test from the get-go. Ding 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 ding. Remember when Rock said Garp is a coward for staying with the Marines? Mr. DCA, did you watch my reaction to that one? Because I was cheering. I was like, Otis tired. He's so tired. He's so tired and he's so fucking done. He's so done. I'll never forget that because I was like, Rox is literally here to tell us Garp's a fucking bum. Like, that Garp is putting all his energy in the wrong place. God, that was so satisfying. That's it. Why can I copy and paste this image? There we go. Do do do. Do 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 do. Sorry, I've just been sent something and it's Nami kissing women, so it's pretty good. I'll retweet it. You can all see it. And I'm gonna say to the author, based as fuck. Now, it's not fair. We cannot compare tit size with Katakuri and Zoro. We'd have to, like, average it. Do you know what I mean? Because Katakuri's huge. But if Katakuri were the size of Zoro, right? Are his tits as big as Zoro's? I want to say no. It's not fair because you're going like volume mass. Yeah, probably, but that's because he's fucking huge. You need to average things, you know? That's why when people say, oh, Zoro's on as big as Frankie's. First of all, Frankie is massive. Second of all, they're fake. They're fake. Zoro's all natural. Unless you want to count Sanji feeding him crazy bodybuilding food. Yes, I do actually, Andromedoni. Of course he can. Yeah, Loki's really lean. He actually doesn't have big boobies. Loki's like supermodel proportions. Have you seen him? His legs are fucking crazy. He's kind of got Sanji proportions. Loki's a really, really lean, long-legged giant. Like, what the? Why is he so beautiful? They tried to put my legs on the cover of Vogue, but they were too long. His hair is pink. It's magenta, whatever it is. His hair is literally pink purple, pinky purple. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's so cute. Kuma! Not fully front facing is crazy. Anyone see my tweet where it's like, Wrath, hi, I'm at work so I can't tune in, but I hope you have a great stream, big thanks, thank you. So my tweet that was like, I like Sanji because I'm a freak! I'm a freak! I like him because I'm a freak! What's wrong with liking a freak? Yeah, unfortunately it's proven correct every day. In about 20 minutes I'm gonna be going. Like I said, I just gotta get to bed early tonight. And I wanna have fun with friends before I go to bed. It's always the traumatized babies with you. Yeah, I can't... I can't even say anything against that. Out of context, that's a crazy thing to say. Ow, wah, wah, wah. Have you seen noises seals make? Ow, wah, wah, wah. Ow, wah, wah, wah. They sound like that. It's crazy. Ow, wah, wah, wah. Ow, wah. Or they sound like a human going, ugh, ugh. They really have a range. Ow, wah, wah. How did I learn all these editing skills? I used to make AMVs when I was 10. I'm serious! That's my roots! I made Pokemon AMVs. And I loved it. I started from Windows Movie Maker making Pokemon AMVs, and then from there, I just kept upgrading. To what music? To whatever fucking music I was listening to when I was 10. Probably, I don't know, Hot and Cold by Katy Perry. You know, all the classics. Whatever, like, you know how kids just like popular music? It was just that, like... just that kind of stuff. Britney Spears. No Linkin Park, surprisingly. Hello. I did shuffle. In fact, I probably did use every day I'm shuffling. She thinks I'm funny. Aww. Wee wee. I use Sony Vegas Pro to edit now. I'm one of the last surviving Sony Vegas Pro users, but I'm never letting it go. I'm never letting it go. It's non-subscription based. And it does a good job. I like it. All I know is if something is non-subscription based, what did I... Oh. If something is non-subscription based, I'm sticking to it. Because thank you, you know? Thank you for not giving in. Which music would I use for an Ambipom vid? I don't know, I never made one. I never made like a Pokemon for Pokemon's vid. It was like Dawn Pokemon because I liked her a lot. She was like one of my first crushes, her and Cynthia when I was little. I loved her. I don't use Windows 10. I've got Windows 11, baby, but thank you for the warning. Look, the reason I just gave in and I got Windows 11 is because sticking to Windows 10 is unfortunately just prolonging the inevitable. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna die at some point, and you can stick to it for as long as you want, but eventually everything around it's gonna crash. Yeah, it's a shame that some PCs can't get it. It really is. I was also talking about this with my friend. Sam was in the chat, but I just don't understand. Oda's timing is exceptional. And again, this is why his work will never age, because when he was making Vegapunk's story, I still cannot believe this. when he was making Vegapunk's story, Oppenheimer was released. The literal year he was creating Vegapunk in One Piece and showing us Vegapunk in One Piece, the movie Oppenheimer came out. And I just remember watching Oppenheimer and going, because it's literally what Vegapunk is. And I'm like, this is fucking crazy. Like, I could not get over it. And it made my job so much easier because the amount of people that was going like, oh, I just don't understand how Vegapunk could be so smart but be used by the government. It made my job easy because I could say to those people, did you watch Oppenheimer? And it always make them go, oh, I did actually. And immediately it would click what I was trying to say. No, I do believe Vegapunk is supposed to be an example or inspired from figures like Oppenheimer. I actually do believe that's what he's supposed to be. That you are so blinded by progress and science that you're not thinking morally truly about humanity, or you're thinking what I'm doing is good and you're not thinking about, but what about the consequences of it, you know? Because an example I always have is genetic engineering but in humans. If we could meddle with genetics, we could remove things such as cancer or any kind of genetic disease that people could be born with or could have, right? That's a good thing. But we must also consider this technology could be used for horrific evil. Horrific evil if we could just genetically change humans before they're even born. Think about the horrible, horrible things that could happen. Eugenics, basically, right? Or eugenics, whatever. Because that's exactly what Vegapunk is. He's only thinking about, oh yeah, these are the positive things that could happen. But if you do that, and you don't consider the two factors and the two sides and the negative ways of what you're creating could be used, suddenly you've created a weapon of mass destruction. A horrible, horrible creation has been brought upon this world that is harming people more than it's doing good. Right? That's what Vegapunk is. That's why I say things like, yeah, we can find ways to things like curing genetic diseases before someone's even born, but that's a dangerous path, and that's why people are instead looking for ways to cure diseases while someone has the option if they want that, you know what I mean? If they want the cure, so to speak. Because it's like autism, right? Autism is a neurodivergent thing, and a lot of people talk about curing it. I hate that word. I hate curing it, you know? More so removing it. And I don't think it's a good thing to just get rid of it, so to speak. I think that's wrong. And I think anyone who does have autism should have the choice. If we ever do have the ability to remove this aspect, they should have the choice. It shouldn't be forced upon them. Like, if they want it or not, they should be given that choice. It shouldn't be like, nah, I just don't want my kid to have it, you know? I think that's wrong, because then we don't change society in ways to help people. Instead, we say, you're the issue, so you have to be removed, right? And I think that's so incorrect. I just think that's so wrong. Instead, it should be we should be changing our world and our societies to help people. Not to say, we're going to get rid of you or this thing you have, so you're not the problem. Exactly, Patrol. That's what I always think about. Because while I know people who have autism and it's like crippling for their lives, and they are in a situation where they're like, well, if I could get rid of this, I'd like to. But of course, they're not saying everyone should be doing it, and they're not saying it should be forced upon anyone. But I also know plenty of people who are autistic, and they're very happy with how they are and who they are. So why should that be removed? Same with, like, you know, ADHD as well. There are people that they're quite happy with who they are. They're happy with who they are, with what they have. They don't want to be forced to get rid of that. Science without morals is just cold-blooded torture. Exactly. It is indeed. I mean, we've seen time and time again, there have been horrific scientific experiments in the world. And they call them science. But it's truly just torture. It's just horrible. Oh no, they exist for Ricochet Burn, of course. No, that's all horrific. But even plenty of Western scientists. There's one, what was his name? He did horrible, horrible, horrible things regarding the way he treated animals, especially monkeys. I forgot his name. It was literally just torturing monkeys. And it was like, it's science, and it's like, this is not science, this is just torture. Or there have also been like some scientific experiments done on like children to see how children react to things, and it's just torturing children. Look, it's horrible, and it's like they call it science, and it's like, it's not science, you're just a fucking psychopath. Sigmund Freud's a pretty big one, yeah. Also, Victor, the US is bringing back gay conversion therapy. They're not bringing it back, it's always been there. So I just have to say that, it's always been there, it's never been illegal. In most countries, it's still not illegal. From what I know, it's still not illegal in Australia, which is horrific. They're not bringing it back, it's just more prominent now. Sorry, I just need to add that I think that's important, that that's known. Pavlov's dog, yeah, that was pretty bad. But that's why characters like Vegapunk are really important. Because Vegapunk is a character that is questioning what is science and what is just torture, basically, right? What is science and what is amoral methods of destruction, you know? Because there's a lot of science that's like devil's advocate science, and it's like, should we be doing that? I don't think so. Oops, I didn't have the effect. Scientists more than anyone need a little angel and devil on their shoulder. They need that more than fucking anyone in this world. But very much like all of this is what Vegapunk is and what Vegapunk is supposed to be. A questioning of science and morals. And I like Vegapunk because Vegapunk had the best of thoughts, right? He had wanted to help the world, and look where he's ended up, right? I like Vegapunk because he's not an evil scientist. He's just incredibly oblivious because he was not considering like humanity as it works. He was considering helping and progressing and changing humanity, but he was not considering how what he was doing can also be used and hindered in ways that can ruin humanity, right? Like that was the whole thing with him. I really like him just because of what he's supposed to be and the moral ethics that he brings up. Dick so small I piss on my balls. Gave myself 2. Why does it say anonymous? Gave myself 2 new tattoos today, up to 11, baby. What are the tattoos? Because I have to go. Right? I'm done editing for today. Sorry, it was a short stream. It'll be a longer stream on probably Monday or Tuesday. But what were your tattoos, Dick so small? Tell me before I leave. I want to know. Give them to me. I love knowing. I love being the knower. Oh yeah, the new Frankenstein's coming out. I will be seeing that. I'm waiting so patiently. See, Dick so small I piss on my balls is quite mysterious. Because they donate like this and then they kind of just leave sometimes. So perhaps they just shot that at me and they left. Your son looks like a girl. All right, I'll give them 2 more minutes, and if I don't get an answer, we're leaving. Well, I'm leaving, and we'll never know. Good conversations today though, guys. I have missed streaming. I always miss streaming. It's just been such a tough time. Oh! A parrot and some writing you sketched to say pleasure and pressure. Oh! So the words pleasure and pleasure and pressure. Those are beautiful. I'm sure they have beautiful meaning. And even if they don't, that's just cool. That's fucking awesome. Alright, thank you for answering. It is time for me to go. I'm going to stop my music now. Good work today, everyone. I got about 2 minutes in for editing. We're slowly but surely chipping away. And I'm going in my box. Yay. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate it. I'll be back, obviously, tomorrow for the chapter stream. Very exciting stuff. And I'll see you when I see you. See you Sunday for the stream. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye. Bye.